Hey everybody, welcome back to Rock Titan Live. I'm Scotty J. We've got a very fun show for you coming up right here. We got some up and coming talent, all right? We have a pair of musicians here that I have a feeling you are going to be hearing their names for a long, long time. Not too long ago, as a matter of fact, we had twin musicians on our show, and now we have another set of twin musicians on our show. And they are Jessica and Jackie Parry of the band Dianthus, and they have a brand new single, just came out, Realms, that I believe is also the name of an album by the same name that's going to be coming out. And I can't wait to learn more about these two fine young ladies. Jessica, Jackie, how are you?
We're doing great and awesome. Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you. I didn't know I was going to have both of you on the show. I thought I was just gonna. I think it was Jessica that I originally thought I was just gonna be having on the show. But I was praying. I was praying that I was gonna have both of you. So
Right. Yeah.
wow,
Thanks
yeah. So we were talking a little bit ago. Obviously, you're twins, but you're not identical. Even though I think a lot of people that don't know you, or having known you as you were younger, they'd probably have trouble telling you apart. Yeah.
Always. Yep. 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 But we are fraternal twins.
Okay.
But we look identical. You know. And
Right.
we're used to always getting our names switched around. So.
Now, did you mess with teachers like when you were growing up? Did you play the old switcheroo ever, or did you even try doing that to your parents?
It doesn't really work in person, but on the phone they can't tell really who's talking. We have the same voice in the phone. Yeah. But in school we did switch classes a lot. Yeah. The teachers noticed. Only on the last day of school, so we wouldn't get in trouble.
Yeah, there you go. That's funny. Now, everybody, I got to mess around with Jackie and Jessica a little bit here, being twins, because, of course, I've talked about my own twins on occasion. I have twins that just graduated high school, but I have a boy and a girl, so there's no mistaking the fact that they're fraternal twins. However, you couldn't necessarily tell all the nurses in the hospital at the time that we had them. I mean, they'd look at our twins like, "Oh, they're so cute, boy and a girl twins. Are they identical?" I mean, seriously, how much med school did you people take? So,
Yeah.
but anyway, no, that's wild. So, Jessica, Jackie, being musicians, being twins, did you get into music at the same time? Did you like the same type of music? Did you want to play the same kinds of instruments? Like, who kind of led who? Did one of you kind of pull the other along, or was it just one of those things where you were both just totally in sync, like you have your own little twin language?
Yeah, that's a good question. I believe we did start at the same time. When we started music, we took piano lessons at age 7 together. And so that's kind of like where the music started for us, taking classical and everything. But as far as like the rock and roll side, fast forward 7 years, we were 14 maybe, and we were starting a rock school. And so we picked our instruments. Then they kind of called us actually. Like the drums called Jessica, the guitar called me, and the rest is history pretty much. Yeah. So, but we like the challenge of rock and roll instruments. That's why it really drove us to pursue that.
I dig
Yes.
it. I love it. So you didn't choose the instruments chose you.
Right. Yeah. I tried to take guitar lessons, but for some reason I don't know, it was kind of confining for me trying to play the right note every time. So I was like, you know what, Jackie, you should try this. And she really loved it. And then I just picked up drums, and there's so much freedom in playing drums. Yeah. But there isn't guitar. But we still play piano though. We always incorporate the classical side.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on. So everybody watching right now, because I know which order they're in, but like I may have already confused it. But Jackie plays the guitar, Jessica plays the drums. Yes, right. Now,
Correct.
but even though you both went your own direction, with instruments, even though you both still play the piano, the whole lead vocals element of it, do you? Because I haven't seen a lot of your music. I've seen Realms and I've seen some of what you've put out there on YouTube. And everybody, you can go check out Dianthus on YouTube. Just Google Dianthus Band. Dianthus. Google that and band. Otherwise, if you don't put in band, you'll get the flower. All right?
Yep.
So,
Thanks for the disclaimer. Yep. It's
yes.
true.
Yeah. So put in the band and you will find everything that these ladies have out there. But getting back to the voices, So how did that all work out? Because surely you both have amazing singing voices.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, I guess well, as far as like who took the lead vocals and stuff, it was kind of natural for me because I mean, singer songwriter, you see a lot of people just jamming with their acoustic and singing along, so it kind of just came naturally for me that way.
Uh-huh.
But Jessica's always been doing backups, like
Yeah.
even in other bands we've been in, just it's always been a thing to have the twin harmonies going on.
Right.
So, but in our new music, we try to incorporate, yeah, more lead vocals from Jessica too, because it's
Right.
cool to kind of share that
Yeah.
spot.
We kind of sound the same when we do take on lead vocals, but I like to stay on the backup side because, you know, with our background in piano, it's really fun harmonizing things. So it creates more diversity with the songs.
And she's doing so much on drums. It's like it's crazy.
Need to take my breath here and start playing stuff too.
That's
It's
cool.
tough.
That's cool. Now, as far as you ladies are metal. There's no mistake in that. I mean, you ladies rock out. We're not talking about a little country. We're not talking like pop or anything like that. That is not what Dianthus is all about. So, where did this passion of yours come from? Like, what led you into this genre of music? Did you have any particular influences that both inspired the both of you to go down this path of music?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, starting off with classical and stuff, we've always liked like the challenge of, you know, like just a lot of technical things happening in the music. But we really got drawn to metal when we were in high school. You know, like I think it was sophomore, junior year or something. We felt like we really need to kind of take it up a little bit with our instruments.
Yeah.
And the only real challenge we seen in genres was metal. And it was just really fun because it was so aggressive, and it was like an alter ego for us because you know we come off as soft spoken, so it was a really good outlet for us to get that anger out, you know, that passion.
Definitely.
Right on. Did one of you just sit on a microphone or do something with the volume? Because all of a sudden you just started getting a lot louder, which is good. But like I could barely hear you before, and now all of a sudden you're like jumping off the screen. Did you change anything?
Maybe it's because we're getting warmed up here with our
Yeah.
music.
Aha. All right. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. No, that's cool. That's all good though. But so that's what got you into music. Now, is music a part of the Parry family? Is that something where you grew up in that kind of environment? Like, what do they all think about you pursuing this art? Basically for what I'm assuming everyone is hoping is a career.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely we have a lot of music going on in our family. Our mom in particular took piano lessons as well early on, and so we would just hear her playing piano around the house, just songs she would play all the time as a young kid too. So just hearing like the classical side piano, all of that just kind of really influenced us.
Yeah.
And it inspired us too to take lessons ourselves and start diving into that too.
Yeah.
So our dad doesn't play any instruments, but he's still very supportive of our music.
He got us into some great bands, like Rush and stuff. Like that really changed our life.
Yeah.
You know,
we didn't even know what Rush was until our dad brought them up to us. So
yeah,
thank you, Dad.
There you go. So suffice to say, though, they're very supportive of your music ambitions.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. They like to see us, you know, thrive at what we love. So, yeah.
That's cool. Now, just a little bit ago, you were talking about high school in the past tense, like you're out of high school. So, you look young. You both look young. So you either have very, very good genes, or I'm just not wrong. How long have you ladies been out of high school?
For 6 years. So.
Wow.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
So it is good genes. All right, that's cool. Now,
I think
did you go to any kind of music school out of high school, or did you just dive right into music?
So it's a little blend of both. With piano, we did do classical lessons for 10 years. But when we started doing rock, we took like rock band classes and stuff, and, you know, took drum and guitar lessons. But after high school, we kind of were more self-taught. So.
Right on. I dig it. I dig it. Now, I noticed that you've been busy, like more in the social circle side of things. I mean, you've shared the stage already at this point with other real prominent rockers, and you've gotten their attention. I know you were at NAMM last year. What's that been like for the both of you? Really, when it comes to immersing yourself in the culture and being around some of these really well-known people that have made careers, successful careers, out of being musicians. Like, give me some of those stories. Tell me a fun story. Like, who's someone really, really cool that you met and have, kind of forged a relationship with?
Oh, definitely. Well, the first person that comes to mind is the guitar player and violinist for Black Veil Brides. His name is Jinxx, and yeah, just starting out to taking it back to high school, like we were talking about. The first real band that kind of got us into the metal rock scene, and like also image as well, I guess I would say, is Black Veil Brides. And so we listened to a lot of Black Veil Brides in high school, and still do. They're an awesome band. But we really enjoyed the experience of working with Jinxx because he helped us promote some of our older music too.
Yeah. He was classical too, so
yeah.
he played violin, he did piano, so it was just a perfect kind of partnership with music.
Yeah, we played a couple of shows with him too, and just an awesome musician. Mm-hmm. So I say just building friendships and stuff, that's the best thing. Yeah. Creating relationships that last.
Well, I'll tell you what, like there is the old adage in life, and I'm a little older than you too, but I'm not that old though. But it's all who you know. I mean, they say that no matter what walk of life you're in, no matter what industry, no matter what business, it's all who you know. But I do know that in the music world, that is, particularly relevant. Everyone I've talked to in the last week, like all the musicians I've talked to, it's like I mentioned how it's so incestuous, because like there's bands where they just, guitarists will hop from one band to another, but they've known each other their entire lives, drummers, bass players, lead singers. It's like they all just hop from band to band and, they all end up knowing one another. They've all worked with one another at some capacity at some point, which I would imagine is probably very similar for you two. Now, as far as like the rest of Dianthus, are you looking to put like a bigger entourage together, in terms of like, do you have any visions of going forward, a 5-piece band type action? Or are you looking to really keep it just the two of you together?
Yeah, I mean, great question. Yeah. We have experimented in the past with having, session musicians on stage, filling up the low end with bass and then the second guitar. But I think moving forward, though, we'd like to just keep the focal point on just being a duo and, branding ourselves like as twins in metal, because when we do play shows, we have played as a 2-piece and we feel like, it's more of a shock factor to just being the two of us. And we like the challenge of doing even double the parts on stage.
That's awesome. Very, very cool. So let's talk about Realms. So I mentioned that obviously you got the single out there, you got the video out there. Very cool, great stuff.
Thank you.
Now this is going to be part of a full-length album though too, called Realms. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah, it's the title track.
Right on. Now, do we have a release date for this?
It's tentative right now, but probably early next year.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Yep.
2021. Yeah, if what would be the point of putting it out in 2020 right now? When you can't even really get out and support it. That's been the big quandary. I know.
Yeah. You gotta wait for that.
Right. Right. With so many musicians right now, they're putting this music out, and it's like, oh, I want to tour, and support it and whatnot, and oh, no can do. It's such a bummer. How have you ladies been passing the time? I mean, so is the album already done? Like, is it complete and you're just waiting to release it, or are you still working on more material for it?
Yeah, good question. We're still in the process of recording the rest of the songs.
Okay.
So, I would say we have a good half of it done. But with all of this time that we have, it's really kind of forced us to look back at those songs and just listen to them again with fresh ears and thinking like, is there something else I can add? Lots of experimenting. So
yeah, we have more time with the material, so it's good because the hard part is getting time in the studio, but in the meantime, we can actually work more on the songs. So yeah.
Right on. Now, where are you based out of? You're out in LA, I think. Is that what I saw?
Actually Riverside, but. Yeah, the main focal point was LA, but we are actually reside in Riverside, California.
Okay. All right. And I'm guessing like the studio work that you're doing, is that a home studio or is that somewhere where you have to venture out to?
Yeah, we have to
Yeah.
venture out to the studio, but we do pre-production at the house here. But yeah.
All right. That's very cool. Now, I got to ask you, in your young careers, have you already had any particular growing pains? Like, is there anything that you could say that you've already gone through where you're like, yeah, I'm never going to make that mistake again? You know, like
I
what have we already
belong
learned?
here.
I'm
Yeah.
curious. Jessica, Jackie, whichever one of you wants to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gosh, I mean, as far as like sound, I guess like just certain mistakes we made, like I don't know, certain gear we had back in the day that we really thought like sounded metal and it sounded awesome.
Yeah.
You know, just didn't cut it after a while, I guess. Just like growing pains of like gear, just getting the
Yeah.
best gear.
Or even
Yeah.
like playing shows too. Like
Yeah.
we've gotten shows with not the best like like it's not like a metal crowd, So
Yeah.
we played in front of all these different kinds of people, which is actually a good thing. But sometimes with battle of the bands, that's definitely one that I'm like, yeah, probably shouldn't have done one of those because usually metal never makes it, right? It's kind of cliche.
Yeah.
They always take the other ones, but
or like maybe like a more like pop artist would play right after us, and everyone is like, what happened there?
Yeah, it's not
gonna
always the
mosh
best
pit.
crowd.
Yeah. So just finding the right bands to play with, the right sound and stuff.
Because everybody's unique,
Sure.
It's not always fair to do those kind of things.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Well, I know it's been said for a number of years now, especially from my lady friends, I always hear that there's just not enough women in metal, not enough ladies in metal. But thanks to Jessica and Jackie Parry, we got Dianthus and hopefully for many, many years to come. Are there any particular women, in rock and roll, in metal that have kind of been inspirational for you that you think you may want to kind of model your careers after?
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
As far as metal, I'd probably say just like Maria Brink from In This Moment,
Yes.
Lily Hale from Hailstorm. I know they're not really metal, but they're hard rock for
Sure.
sure. Yeah. Joan Jett, of course, the Hart Sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Skillet too with Jen Ledger on drums and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're very passionate and they're unapologetic of what they do. So
Right on.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's very cool. Very,
Oh, the
very
Hart-
cool.
Yeah, I said that.
yeah, you did. That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you two have budding careers as musicians. Do you have careers outside of the music world, or are you ladies just all rock and roll, metal all day, every day? Or do you actually have to suffer through a day job like so many of us other schmucks, that we got to schlep through the day and then we get to do what we love to do?
Well, yeah, we do have other part-time jobs that we do. We actually teach music, so if we do have other jobs, it's all music.
Yeah.
So it's fun for us, and we get to teach the little ones and keep that tradition going. So
yeah, we like to give back to the schools and stuff. So
yeah,
try to keep music in there.
Yeah,
That's so cool. That's so cool. That's actually what my daughter, one of my twins, she's going to University of Delaware in the fall for music education. She wants to be a music teacher. So yeah, that's what she wants to do. So I guess Jessica, you first. What do you teach?
I teach drums and piano. So yeah,
All right.
It's kind of crazy trying to teach them. Like when we were in school and teaching the kids after school, it was getting so loud and crazy. But piano is fun too. So
yeah.
All right. So Jackie, I guess, do you do vocal coaching?
Actually, I don't teach vocals. I teach mainly guitar and piano.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, everybody, I am Scotty J, and again, you are watching Rock Titan Live, and we're here with the incredible Parry sisters, Jessica and Jackie. They are Dianthus, and they got brand new album coming out, like we talked about, Realms. The single's already out there. Please go out, just Google Dianthus band, because we don't want to just get the flower, all right? And follow their Facebook page. Go subscribe to their YouTube channel. If everybody, which I hope you all enjoyed this podcast, if you did enjoy this podcast, please go out to rocktitan.tv at Facebook and give us a little love out there. And then we've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of, rock star interviews, new, old, up and coming, ones that are very, very hot right now. Just go out to YouTube /Rock Titan. That's it. and subscribe. And ladies, thank you so much for joining us on the show. It's been a blast getting to know you.
Yes,
Thank you.
likewise.
Right
Yep,
on.
thank you.
Right on. All right, Scotty J, Rock Titan Live. We're out.